So in an effort to like provide for them and do all these things for them, I worked too much and did too much things, and now they're gone. I didn't expect to get this vulnerable,
It's
but
okay.
like, yeah, that was like my biggest thing where I worked my ass off to like take care of them and do stuff for them, and then I lost them.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Sweet Media, the number one sweetest podcast in the world, speaking it to existence. Thanks to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for taking out your time every single week to listen, to learn, and to grow with me. My guarantee to you is to bring on guests that I believe are their best, genuine, and authentic self, that are spreading ripples of positivity into the social media world, who will inspire you to do the same, and together we can create big waves. Oh,
Big
fire.
waves.
Mic drop.
12-foot face by noon, my dog.
Mic
Big waves.
fucking drop.
Hawaii rating. None of this California shit. Measuring from the back of the wind. Come on.
Okay. Sweet Media is honored to host Lala Ellsworth, a tattoo artist that works out of
Frost
City Tattoo, appointment only.
Yeah.
You're from Hawaii. How old were you when you moved to Utah?
It's a weird, man. So I was born in Hawaii, Castle Hospital. We lived there for a little bit, and then we moved to Utah. And then Utah is where I was the majority of the time. And then a lot of people, like the threat for like American kids, when you start acting up, is like, I'm going to send you to go live with your grandparents in Tonga. And I was like, yeah, I bet. And I got sent over there.
Damn.
So when I got sent, I was always back and forth to Hawaii. And then I got sent to Tonga. And then when I came back from Tonga, it just didn't work out over there. So then I ended up just staying in Hawaii and then living there. But then 2008, I came back here to Utah. So I was there for a couple years. I was always there off and on from the time I was born till I moved there when I was like 14 or something. And then I stayed there till I graduated, came back here for a little bit, and then I went back for a little bit. And there's always been like a weird back and forth. There's like, it's almost like Utah is another island of Hawaii. Much like Vegas is like the ninth island, I would argue Utah is the 10th island. We should coin that. Utah, the 10th island.
C4 design dropping next.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, so how long did you live in Tonga?
Not long, like only a few months. Like I got sent there and I lived there, and then I like low-key got deathly ill.
Homesick, mama's boy.
No, like I was having like really bad fevers. Like it would be 100 degrees outside and I'd be freezing cold with every blanket in the house. And like I don't know, I just got bad. I had bad health over there.
Dang.
Yeah, I think to like the bugs and mosquitoes in Tonga, my blood was like getting them all drunk. I think I had such good, sweet American blood. As soon as I got bit, all the bugs were like, oh, I'm all ripped, dog.
That's so like the
I was
dank,
getting attacked. Yeah, dude. I had the runts, boy. I had the sour runts. Shout out to Runts, young LB. I see you killing the game right now, boy. You ever heard of Runts?
No, send him some swag, though.
Holy shit. I was just talking to Gotti.
Okay,
Booyah Tribe
from
Gotti.
yep.
I don't know how far this is going, but anyway, Booyah Tribe Gotti was kind of describing how, I don't know if people are familiar with cannabis. I don't even smoke weed, but cookies. It's like an empire burner. He's the one who owns cookies. Big strain Girl Scout cookies. He like didn't invent it.
Wow.
No, yeah, he didn't invent it. He didn't create it, but he had a lot to do with its upbringing and becoming popular. And then the Girl Scout Cookies of America was like on his ass. And so they're like, okay, we're rebranding. We're calling it Cookies. So Cookies came about. And then Gotti, Booyah Tribe Gotti, he just told me that they brought 5. This is like a little like weird behind the scene, but they brought like these 5 seeds from Africa. I don't know how much of this is true. 5 unique seeds from Africa, cannabis seeds. And of all the 5, Burner been rocking with Young LB. I don't know if you guys know who Young LB is. He's a rapper, Tonga dude. He's a Teopa. Do you remember Alani and them? That's their first cousin. Anyway, weird tangents. And so they gave 5 seeds, 5 unique cannabis seeds. The fifth one, which was like they weren't sure of what it was. It could have been a dud, whatever, but it was like the small runt of the batch, I guess. So they think that's where this is people's.
name came.
They think that's where the name came from, not necessarily like Willy Wonka runts, but it was like of the 5 seeds they brought, they had one, and it was just like, I don't know what it's gonna do. It could be a piece of shit, whatever. This could be some like a dumpster fire uphill that you have to push now, but it's yours, LB. You can have it. Come to find out, that was literally the definition of rapper weed. That shit's like $6,500 a pound.
Damn.
It's legit weed. Yeah. So LB, I sees you, my boy.
LB.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. So you're when we say where you're from, where would you say? You can only pick one.
Man, that's tough. Because like Utah and Hawaii, it's like, for me, it's a big toss up. And a lot of people, I feel like Hawaii, I grew up there, but I feel like Utah, I had to become a grown up here. Like formative years definitely was in Hawaii, where you're like kind of growing up and figuring out who you are in the world. But I'm going to just go out and say Utah, just because like I became a grown up here. Like, I have car insurance and Wi-Fi, you know.
You first got your bills here.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just say Utah. My kids was born here, so yeah, Utah.
The first time I met Lala was at P7.
People that know P7, that's a very dated name because they had to change the name. So if you know P7, you.
So when I first met you guys, I low key hated. Like, I mean, you guys are cool and stuff, but I thought you guys are dicks. I mean, you probably were. You guys are so mean to people. Okay, so for the record, Lala had a huge car, okay? And he put a train horn on that shit, and he was like making people scared. Remember those times?
Yeah, I was, so that's actually something I still do now. Like, all my cars have like ridiculous sound systems in it. The Cadillac I just drove here, I just put a system in there. It's crazy. Or my old school, my Caprice, my Chevy Caprice, the old school, dude. That one has like, I think I have 6 speakers on the outside. Yeah, like I've
never seen that before until that car.
It's like a Bay Area thing. A lot of my family out there have been doing it, but like here, nobody does it. And I just want everybody to know I'm a minority. You know,
it's way different.
I just want to make white people uncomfortable at the red light. You know.
I was gonna say I only saw Mexican trucks. It's like the old Mexican guys running around with karaoke blasting.
No, but the thing about me with all mine is that like I put a little bit of money. There's clarity now. It's good sound. It's not a rusty old like ice cream truck sound system. This is like, there's some money in there. You know, I was like, I want the good stuff in there. You know, I want the good stuff. No, yeah, I was pretty. Yeah, I didn't care about. Yeah, I wasn't a bully, but I was like always playing music loud. I was like doing weird pranks where like I would play loud soundtracks of like police sirens or like machine guns.
Yeah, the train one was the best though. Man. It always threw me off for sure. What do you call it? So when did you ever? When did you start drawing? Was it when you were a little kid?
Yeah, ever since I was young. Like I was, my mom. I was just talking to somebody about this. My mom had pictures and like programs from church from like 95, 96 that I drew on. Like she just kept everything.
You doodled it during sacrament
like
kind of
ever
thing?
Since I was a kid, like in class or whatever, I always just drew.
She kept everything?
She kept a lot of it. Like,
damn, I can see it in a book then. You should publish a book with all those, you know?
Yeah, that would be hot garbage. But no,
How do you know?
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe, I don't, but like, ever since I was a little kid, I've been drawing. It was always like I am not diagnosed, but ADD? I feel like I have ADD. Mm-hmm. Never been diagnosed, never had medication, never had nothing. But the one thing I can like focus on forever is drawing or like art or just creating something. So like, it just became like, class, bored, draw. Sitting in church, bored, draw. Sitting at home, bored, draw. Like it was like
when you get mad and stuff, is that like therapeutical for you?
Yeah, like I'll just kind of like pick up it's like my little Narnia where like I can escape to. The rest of the world stops, sure. Nothing exists, and it's just me and whatever I'm drawing. That sounds super hippie, but like
no,
that's kind of what it is. It's almost like a weird coping, like self-medicating thing where like I just enjoy it. Sometimes like I'll be so busy with stuff, I'll have to make a note, be like, new t-shirt idea, this and this logo. I thought of another one on the way here, but I can't even talk about it because it's that good.
Okay,
People's gonna try and
we'll take
steal
a few
it.
seconds and just you can write it down in case you forget.
No, I already got it down, but I'm not going to say what it is because it's a good one. Dude, like my Guatemala one, boy, watch out. I don't even need to explain that one. If you don't follow me on social media, the world may never know.
Well, you have 21,000. I'm sure everyone follows you from
Dude,
Utah.
that's on Instagram. TikTok? Good Lord. I've had Instagram for like 8 years, and I'm like 21, which is like in the Instagram world, they don't even respect that. 21, that ain't shit. I've had Instagram 8 years, 21,000. I've had TikTok for like 5 months, and I'm like 80-something thousand.
Dang.
Dude, people respect me on TikTok.
That's dope. That's dope. Congrats.
Yeah,
You'll get a check mark soon. I wonder how much you need for TikTok.
Dude, you know what's funny? We know a guy. So my boy,
has
the
a check
muscle,
mark? Yeah.
he met somebody that's cool. That he's like an admin on TikTok, and he was just like, "Hey, how do I get a blue check, bro? Just text me." Text the guy, bam, blue check. He's like, "Hey, are you sure that's the name you want?" He's like, "Yeah, it's cool." He's like, "Is it the same as your other Instagram handles and everything?" He's like, "Yeah." Oh, okay, cool. Because if you wanted another name, I could just snatch it for you.
Wow.
So we got a guy. Like I got a blue check guy, but I'm like,
So you already got the blue check?
No, I have a blue check guy, but I don't like the thing with social media is like I don't take it that serious.
Oh, speaking of social media, one thing that stood out you told me is it's a fake world.
Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
No, it's not. It's not a fake world to me. Like to me, I feel like you live in the real world, and like you. I feel like social media can be like really good makeup where you can put on this illusion to anyone you want to believe whatever you feel like you want to make them think. So to me, it's like not real. But for me, the reason why I say it's not real, and I feel like the reason why my social media is what it is because like I'm just going to put my most true, genuine self out and just let it go. Whoever it sticks to is cool. So like a lot of people been like, I guess they vibe with what I'm doing or they appreciate what I'm doing. But like everything I'm putting out lately, I feel like my Instagram and my social media has been gaining more following because in the last like little while, I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to like censor myself. I'm just going to let
You're
whatever
authentic
be.
finally.
Yeah. But a part of it too is like, it's not even just being authentic. Like a lot of the stuff I say is funny. It's, I guess, inspiring to some people. So it's like, it's not fair to me to withhold that from other people. Dude, like sometimes when I like scroll through and I see one of your posts, some of those put like a fire under my ass. I'm like, damn, I need to do this. I need to do this. So it's good to like inspire people to like,
For sure.
you know, pass on good things. But like the reason why I say it's not real is because like, dude, there's a good to fair chance that I could be like an 800-pound comic book guy that just uses like a catfish profile of me to put all this shit out. But like, I don't know. But I use it for things that I want to use it for. But you can very well get lost in social media because it's not real. Like it's not, to me, I don't think it's real. But
I like how you said it's like a makeup to people, illusional. A lot of people since that video the story that I did at Pacifica Fridays.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been DMing me, damn, that's a dope tattoo artist. He's so funny. I love that guy. Like,
just from the snap?
Yeah. And I'm like cracking up, like, oh, it's so crazy.
No, I hood rat things with my friends, you know? That's what I live by. That's what I be doing.
When did you know what were you doing before you became full-time tattoo?
Man, I was doing inside sales at Vivint. Yep. And yeah. So well, I guess to like answer your question, I found like tattooing because I've always did it. I loved it and it was fun and I enjoyed it. And then I would have to go to some day job to fund that fun little hobby, passion project, if you want to call it that. And if you want to find something that you love, you need to find 5 or 6 things you fucking hate. And then you'll be like, okay, I like doing this. Vivint was the last one that I did. Vivint inside sales, which was crazy because I wasn't bad at it. Like I actually was doing really well and I was like making a little bit of money and then something happened with them where we weren't getting calls, we weren't getting anything. So we were sitting there for $8 an hour, which is like the base was nothing. So like when you get your check, commission was like this and your hourly was like this. So it was just like, oh yeah, hourly is just a bonus. Well, when you don't get calls, you don't have no opportunity to make a commission. So we were all making $8 an hour just sitting there for $8 an hour. And I was like, this is bullshit.
For sure.
And then I had this weird aha moment where I was like, hey, I need to use another sick day because I have another tattoo appointment that I have to do. This is while I was still working full time. And they're like, sorry, dude, you used all your days and you can't take anymore. I was like, oh, you know, it's cool. I'll just tell my client I'll reschedule. And I was like, hey, bro, sorry, I got to reschedule. And I was sitting there getting paid $8 an hour. And I'm like, I could have made a couple $100. Like, I'm losing money by coming to this job. Like, that's what was like my aha moment. I was pissed. I was like, I could have made this much money, but I came here to make $8 an hour because I can't take any more days off. And I was like, this is horse shit.
Did you quit that day?
Yeah, it wasn't like, it was literally, I kept it just to like, I did the 2-week notice thing because I really liked my bosses. I really liked the people around me. And I didn't want to just leave them with like a hot ass bag of dicks. Yeah. So I was like, here, let me do it right and bow out the way I should. And then I went full time into tattooing. But yeah, I did bunches. Like the 2 big ones was like, I was working at Provo Canyon Schools, which is like at-risk youth facility, which I actually enjoyed. It was cool. And then inside sales at Vivint. That was like the last things. And then that was when my body was like, you're not meant for the grown-up world. Go to Neverland, which is my tattoo studio, and just be a boy forever. Be a lost boy. Be happy over there.
So how did you get linked up with Frost City?
Bro, I need... Whoever's watching this, whoever's listening to this, Fred motherfucking Frost. I drank kava with a bunch of guys in West Valley that were all Samoan. And I used to see their tattoos. I'm like, damn, you guys' tattoos is dope, man. Where you guys get your tattoos from? Oh, our brother. Oh, our cousin. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And this is right after I moved from Hawaii. So this is like 2009. I just moved from Hawaii. And then they were like, oh, who's like, they always tell me about, dang, you got another one? You got another tattoo? I'm like, damn, who did that? Oh, it's my cousin. Same dude. I'm like, damn, what's your cousin's name? Oh, his name's Fred Frost. And I was like, holy shit. I follow him on MySpace.
That was your idol, kind of?
MySpace. Dude, it was it's crazy. Him, like Bong, a bunch of, which is crazy. Like, do you know who Bong is?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
Bong is one of my boys. He lived in Vegas too. But anyway, like, he was like, these guys were like idols to me. And then they were like, wait, Fred Frost? I thought he lived in California. Like, no. He just moved here. He stays with us while he's moving his family out here. And then all the buckets that we would drink kava out of, I would draw on them. Like all tribal and stuff. And then Fred would come and he'd be like, hey, who did that? And he's like, oh, Lala did that. And he's like, Fred came to me. I still remember he's like, hey, you ever thought about tattooing? And I was like, I think my mom would kick my ass if I did. And then he's like, well, if you ever want to try it, let me know. Like, it's good money. It's a good life or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And now, like, hindsight, me looking back on that was like Michael Jordan rolling me a basketball and be like, hey, can I teach you how to shoot hoops? Dude, it was major, especially because, like, dude, Fred is a heavy hitter.
So you could have had this life a long time ago. That's what you're saying? You've met Fred Frost a long time ago?
Yeah, well, I met him a long time ago, but dude, it's this weird trap that everybody's in this weird grown-up world, maybe even being Polynesian. I was talking about Tagati. Same thing. Dude, our families, our ancestors, and even our parents. Like, my mom's first generation American. She came to America, and coming to America for her children and her family was the dream. That's all she ever wanted, because growing up here puts us light years ahead of any other person in any other. Like, just being born in America is like a lottery ticket. So to her, she was like, you're here in America. I brought you guys here. I want you guys to be successful. And she was so afraid of us failing and not making it here that our parents are just ingrained to be like, hey, do the safest shit. Go to school, get a job that pays good, do all this. Pretty much like our parents was like, hey, just eat shit and cash checks. Like, just get a job that pays you whatever. Just get something secure, because I took a big gamble to get you here, so just play it safe. That's what our parents thought, right? Yeah. That's what they thought to get us here. And then I was like, hell no, I'm going to roll the dice on this bitch.
Liar. At first first you said no because your mom would kill you.
No, that was for moral reasons, religious reasons. That's the real reason why I didn't want to do it. But like, yeah.
What did your mom? What did you tell her? Like, did you tell her that you wanted?
Well, dude, my mom, she was always like, she always just kind of let me do whatever, just because like I never really listened anyway. But she, it was funny because when I told her I was quitting my job to tattoo, by then she had already seen me tattoo 100 people out of her basement. She'd already seen, piles and piles of cigarette butts outside from my clients taking smoke breaks and like leaving half lit joints out back, and like people like, because I was tattooing out the house out of my mom's
permission?
House. No, with her permission.
Oh yeah. So in the beginning, what did she say? Like when you was like, "Hey mom, I think I want to do this," or you just started up and was like,
funny? It wasn't me tattooing that was the problem for my mom, because she kind of just believed in me that like whatever you do, you can make it work. You can make it work. Excuse me. But the thing that she hated, it wasn't tattooing, it was me getting tattoos. She was like, Lala, look how many tattoos you have. What's going to happen when you have to get a job? And I told her with all seriousness, I was like, Mom, I never wanted those fucking jobs.
Hey, Vivian hired you?
Dude, no, but she was just like, Lala, what's going to happen when you have to go get a job and you have so many tattoos? And I'm like, Mom, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but I wasn't gonna work at the fucking bank. I wasn't. You thought I was gonna like be the manager of a grocery store or something? I was like, no, Mom.
Farms.
No, Mom. Keckle fresh eggs. No, I was like, I was not gonna have a
Mom.
That's what I was like. That's what the real problem that she had with tattooing. It wasn't me doing them. It was like fact that the way you're like, oh, look at my son. He's so pure and he's a good boy. And now he's getting all these tattoos. And I was like, I was born to be a piece of shit, Mom.
Do you remember your first tattoo and who it was and what it was? Your very first.
Tattooed myself for the first time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Tattooed myself for the first time, and it wasn't that bad. It still isn't that bad. But it's like, compared to what I do now, it's like, yeah that sucks. And then my next...
You gotta start somewhere. Huh?
Yeah, and then my next one was my neighbor, Leka Uluave. You guys know Leka?
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, he might just have like a lifetime pass for tattoos. I just be...
You practiced? That was your practice?
Well, so I tattooed myself first. And it wasn't great, but it was like way better than what a lot of other people were seeing like on the street. So they was like, "Oh, dude, you're good. You should do it." Then I tattooed my boy Leka, and then I got a little bit better. I touched it up, fixed it up a little bit more, and then the most recent one I did, I don't know if you ever saw this. I did a portrait of King Tupofa, the king of Tonga, like the late king of Tonga. Is that for me? Bless your soul. Yeah, I did a portrait of the king of Tonga with like. It's the picture that's on the paanga, like the money. Uh-huh. Like so I took a portrait of the king of Tonga and then I put it on his leg. We put the Tongan royal crown, but like crooked.
Kind of like
Biggie.
Yeah.
I thought the internet.
That's dope.
I thought that's what I thought, and then I thought the internet was gonna cook me. I thought all the Tongan purists was like, "How dare you deface our deceased monarch by putting his crown crooked?" I'm like, it's hip hop, But no, he just got that. So like all the guys that I first started tattooing on that I like destroyed their bodies and messed up their arms. I've been like fixing them up. I'm like, here, do you want a new piece or do you want the latest iOS version update? Like I can, the skills have enhanced. So yeah.
That's dope because it's only gonna get better. So Leka's probably has like hella ink on ink.
No, he got a couple good ones, but a lot of the boys, that's what it was. Like I'd be tattooing the boys because they let me practice on them,
that's
and then
cool.
Now that I made it like a career and a job, I'd be tattooing them as often as I can.
That's awesome because they helped you start.
Oh yeah, and like I'm like a big loyalty guy. Like guys who have always been there. I always try to like take care of people that, because they believed in me kind of before a lot of people did. Mm-hmm. Not just them, but in like other relationships too. But yeah, I'd be hooking up the boys fat.
That's cool.
People be paying a lot of money, flying in from all over the place, and then they have to find out that, oh, your boy got tattooed? That was tight. And I was like, yeah, he like bought me a burrito. It was like, what? I had to pay a deposit and do all this. I'm like, that's my homie though.
But he did. But then all your boys have done way more priceless things for you than just like the money that they pay for tattoos.
The boys they were always there. But yeah, my first tattoo was on myself. The first couple tattoos was on myself. The very first tattoo I ever did was this little blue dot that's on my hand.
Just a sample?
That was like, yeah, just to like zap, just to see, and then this blue dot.
Did you practice on oranges?
No, so the way you're not supposed to learn how to tattoo is like buying a cheap ass kit from eBay and learning how to do it yourself at home. That is the wrong way to learn how to tattooing. That's how I learned. So I got like the cheapest kit I could find on eBay, and my sister, bless her soul, she bought it for me for Christmas. Let me tell you how cheap this kit was. She bought it for me for Christmas, and it got to us in February.
So it came from China.
Yeah, straight from China. Some sweaty 9-year-old packaged that shit up and sent it off to me, and then I got it. Yeah, so that was 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I started tattooing.
Dang.
Yeah,
what'd you practice on then, besides yourself?
So the tattoo kits came with like this fake skin.
Oh, okay.
It says fake skin, it says artificial skin. That is not what tattooing skin is like, but it was something. So I just used that, and then.
That's dope.
But it sucked. It wasn't. That's not what skin is like.
Dang, that's crazy. Did you picture yourself to be where you are currently right now?
I never. It's weird. No, I didn't. People used to ask me when I was in high school, like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was like, "Happy." You know what I mean? Like, they're like, "What do you want to be when you get older? What do you want to be?" When I'm like, "I don't know. I just don't want to be miserable." Like that was like honest to God, that's like the only thing I could think of, because I was like, I just didn't want to be. Yeah, I just didn't want to do normal shit. I didn't want to be miserable. I just wanted to be happy. So whatever I could find to be happy, that's what I wanted to do. And now I tattoo, which is like, if you tattoo, you basically given a grown-up body, but you can remain a kid.
So true. I seen your stories and shit,
dude.
roasting everyone, especially that one dude.
Do we light shit on fire? We shoot like, dude, there's crazy stuff.
You mix kava in helicopters.
Oh yeah, hood rat shit with my friends, dude.
You did the jet thing, the jetpack thing. That looked dope.
What's it called? The flyboard. That's what it's called. That was in North Carolina. I went there with the Diesel Brother guys.
I
and
saw.
then Haloti was with us. Haloti Ngata.
I'm a loyal follower, trust. Yeah, how the heck do you get connection with all these people? Is it the dreads? Do I have to grow dreads or what?
Like, so when at the summit, right? At the Legacy Summit.
Let's talk about that. We haven't really talked about that.
Well, I'll reference it just so that'll be like our transition. Paul Tuivai mentioned something that like he was Huey Lewis's paper boy. He delivered pizza to the lead singer of Journey. He saw Robin Williams ride by on his bicycle. He grew up in the richest neighborhood that you can imagine. And the way he got there, he basically talks all about it, but he basically said that I got there because my dad was a groundskeeper for some super rich guy that lived in that neighborhood. Like, by any metric of society, they shouldn't have been there. But because he just happened to have a job that put him around these people, that's how he got there. That's what tattooing has done for me. I am the piece of shit. I'm the piece of shit in a Trojan horse that keeps hanging out with all these cool people, and like, that was me. I'm Big Paul Tuivai's dad. Like, I literally got in, and I'm friends with all these important people, and I probably shouldn't, but like, I just am. I just somehow got involved and put around these people, and I'm actually good friends with a lot of these people too. Like, they're not just like acquaintances; they're like homies that I text and we hang out and we go to other states.
And shit.
Yeah, we go to other states and hang out and do stuff, and so. Yeah, it's cool.
That's crazy. Have you been on the Diesel Brothers episodes yet?
Mm-mm. I'm not really a part of their demographic. No, it's funny. Well, because Haloti was on the show on one of the shows, so he got on there. But like, it's funny. No, I haven't been on there, but like, I don't know if it's
show
weird.
Would probably turn into rated R after you're.
No, it was not that, but like, I feel like in the diesel world, it's not. It's funny when as weird as it sounds, like I'm into a lot of like weird white boy shit, and like diesel trucks is like one of them. Like when I go to like these big diesel events with them, everybody's like, "How the hell do you know so much about diesel and like all these different things?" And I'm like, "Oh, I grew up doing construction." Like real construction, and so like all the trucks that we had were all diesel, and like we learned how to fix them, we knew how to use them, there's a bunch of stuff. So that was like a weird way that I connected with them and became good friends with them.
That's crazy. So going back to Pacifica First Friday, I really felt how you felt.
That was the best.
That was
the best. I was so upset that like people. So Tilo. So the First Fridays, Moana and Tilo, they put that event together. That was their names on the flyer. That they put this whole thing together, and they gathered like a fucking all-star weekend cast to attend, to be a part of the panels and all these different things. They piled like a waist-high, like big smorgasbord of like things for us to use, elements for us to partake of, resources that we could use. And like people didn't take, like a lot of people that came, we loved it and it meant the world to us. But I was so pissed that like, how did this not become the most viral thing in Utah? How did this not become one of the biggest things to trend on Twitter or whatever? And like, I just couldn't believe it. But like the $20 that I spent a lot more than $20, but the $20 I spent for my ticket and the couple hours that I spent to be there was the smallest investment to like what I got out of it. So $20 in a couple hours, I probably like my return on my investment was a couple $1,000% because the shit that I got out of there is so valuable. And if there's people out there that's upset at how much I'm winning, you are gonna be fucking pissed this year because your boy is gonna be doing it. But no, it like man, it opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. Sure. It like made me. I've always thought that like stuff that's impossible to other people, it's always been possible to me. Like I'd never think of something like, oh, I can't afford that. I'm like, what can I do to afford that? Like I never like put limits on myself. Like I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, I can own a Lamborghini, but I don't want to own a Lamborghini. I want to own like some badass old school, but put Lamborghini money into it. Like the price of a Lamborghini isn't deterring me. It's just that I don't fit in a Lamborghini. I've actually sat in a few. They're not that comfy. They're big, but yeah, like I like literally have no limits on my mind. Like I'm like,
well, you're a creator, that's why.
Yeah,
you know, that's your artwork into those old cars to make it like a Lamborghini.
Oh yeah, I got dumb money in some of the cars I have, but yeah,
I see. I seen it. It looks like it's like all it's like a Pokemon shiny card.
It's a holographic. I'm driving around in fucking Mewtwo right now, boy. The holographic one, man.
But being that this is Pacifica First Friday's first event, like this is Summit, I feel like we can help them next year to like, you know, get more people. Like,
dude, did you guys see what I did to help them this time? So one of the things that I did, and I posted it on all my social media, my Instagram, my Twitter, and everything, I bought 10 tickets. Like, I bought them with my own money. They didn't give me 10 and say, hey, make a post. I bought 10 tickets with my own money and said, whoever wants to attend this event and $20 got you on the fence, let me like be that like, you know, that weight on the other side to push you and say, here, I bought 10 tickets for whoever wanted to take them. Whoever wanted to come, I bought 10 tickets, and one of them I gave to Jenny Lynn. She's Sorry About It podcast. You know her? Yep. She came and got it, and she was just like, oh my gosh, so thank you so much for getting the tickets. And then she was like, wait, you bought 10 tickets? I was like, no, I bought 11 tickets because I bought mine too. And she was like, oh my gosh, if I would have known that, I would have just bought. Like, I feel so bad that you spent. I'm like, fuck no, my money belongs in brown pockets. So like I was like, I'm happy to spend. I'm proud to pay. I was like, dude, this is like not only was it an event that my classmate and my good friend Moana put together, but I was like, I believed in it and I wanted people to be there to partake of it. So I was like, I'm buying 10 tickets. If you want to come do this, I got you guys. And people actually used it.
I didn't even see that post.
Yeah, well, it was like I literally posted it like a day or two before, and it was one of those things where I'm like upset at algorithms where like, dude, I could say some stupid shit about fried chicken or have a silly commercial for like Kai Vai. Shout out to Kai Vai. But like, and those go viral. But then when I'm trying to do something to enrich people's lives and like do something to grow their brain, it like everybody was like, nah, we want to see hood rat shit from you, Lala. No, but I'm telling you right now.
Because you're such a jokester. Maybe they thought you were just joking.
No, I was like, there was no jokes cracked in it. I was pretty serious. But that weekend, it did something to me. Like, I'm
For sure. It's a good way to start off this decade, especially being Polynesian. I felt so inspired too.
Dude, I've always been inspired. Like, so one of my good friends, like, I have good talks about it with, like, Sifa and even my boy Alj, who's Manusina Art on Instagram.
Yeah, he's dope.
But, like, dude, we get together and we have these weird things where we talk about big, crazy ideas, and it's like, the shit that we talk about in our ideas, that just fueled our fire even more. Not just like figuratively, like where we're like, oh man, I'm like pumped up with everything I just heard. We literally found out that there's resources for the things that we're trying to do, so we don't even have to bankroll some of these ideas ourselves. Because they were like, Moana, who Harvard graduate, she's a keyboard wizard. She can get those, dude. She can get those grants. She can get those all these different fundings, dude. She's a resource for sure. You guys need to get her, but we talking to her
on Thursday,
about stuff.
Around some Heinekens.
Here we go. Dude, I don't want to give away too much. That girl can party. She has I love how she has this awesome, like, real cool image because she's doing something that, like, no other Polynesian has really done. She's really putting herself, like, out there, like, not just, like, her own reputation, but she's like putting her name on the line to do something where I feel like people aren't taking advantage of it. Like, they didn't take advantage of that, the First Friday event for the Legacy Summit. They didn't take advantage, but she's like really out there trying to like be like a staple in our society, a staple in our culture, but she can fucking party, dude. She can fucking party. That's why I'm gonna laugh when you do that. After the Legacy Summit, we went to Tanil so Roots Rocka, he put on a concert. He had Natural Roots, and then the Servants was over there. But Tanil was gonna go sing a couple songs. So we got done eating after the event, and we all went over there. And like, I was cracking up because I was buying like choke shots and sending it to our little booth thing, and everybody's like. And I was getting everybody trashed. And, like, she was, like, giving up. Like, Wanda was like, no, that's enough. I'm good. But everybody was having such a good time. But she can party, man.
That's
like,
cool. I saw some snaps about it. I'm surprised she ended up showing up the next day for our printing sesh.
Oh, dude. If you think that, dude, that's nothing. Wait till she tells you about when she used to work in Vegas.
Damn.
Like, I'm talking, like, movie shit. Like... Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but she's
I can't wait.
She said they went on like just like she was at like hour 36, no sleep, partying, like going on tours of like going from place to place. Because Gotti and his family, they like run Vegas, they do all kind of stuff, so they get hooked up everywhere. But she was like,
Gotti and Moana's family.
Gotti is related to, or the wife is related to Moana, I believe. That's the relationship. But they're like family. Mm-hmm. But he's connected everywhere. He does all kind of awesome stuff.
He looks like a gangster.
He's a gangster, but he's a business gangster, dude. But he's connected all these different places. And she was telling us about like parties where they would go and just do all kind of crazy stuff. And like she was just, her story ended. One of the stories was like, hour 36, I was crying and just be like, okay, just take me home now. I'm done. 36 hours, no sleep.
That's
partying.
Freaking crazy.
That's the gangsta Moana is. I hope people respect her. I hope that doesn't like diminish her image.
I'm sure we won't put that.
Bring that up in front of everybody.
No, I won't tell her you said that. I'll let her tell her own story. But what's one thing you got out of that summit?
Man,
like the main.
Dude, so this is the thing that, like, I can't just pull one. Like, I have a handful of bags of tricks now that I can't even tell you which one. But, like, so Tilo, she actually asked me to record everything. So I have the whole summit on my phone.
That's so
and I've been listening to it in the car. And, like, because I just drove to Vegas and back over the last week or so. And, like, dude, I've been listening to it and all this stuff. And, man, it's hard to pick one thing. But, man, Big Paul, Polynesian, Big Paul, Tuivai. That's the dude. He was saying some shit that shook everybody in there. Like, so.
It almost made me want to cry.
Yeah. I guess just to, like, put it in context, because somebody's probably listening to this like, who the fuck is Paul? Let me tell you who the fuck Paul is. He's, Paul Tuivai is a Tongan dude. He was, like, big-time executive for Universal and Motown Records. Big dick vibes. Probably got to edit that out. But no, he's like, the big, Big Paul, he's that dude. He's been involved with all kind of stuff. I just saw on his Instagram, Nelly had like a You see that?
Yep.
He had a hand in Nelly's whole career, bringing him up.
He was on the stage taking pictures.
Oh yeah, like he's that dude. Like I was talking to Big Buddha Leroy afterwards, and he was like, "Bro, you name any artist you want to name right now, and I'll tell you how Paul had a hand in there." Like Buddha told a story of they were at like a cocktail party or something. Baby Williams and Slim, the Cash Money Records, they were like fighting through a crowd of people. Like, Paul, please give us 10 minutes. Paul, please hear us out. Listen to our idea. Give us 5-10 minutes. Blah blah blah. Paul was like, nah, whatever. And then Buddha was telling me afterwards, like, no, yeah, that's real shit. They were fighting for his attention to get this meeting, and after that meeting came Cash Money Records, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, all these like massive superstars from that man, a Tongan, a Pacific Islander. That, you know what I mean? So he's like that dude. But everything he was saying over there was like rocking me. He was, dude, almost every time he talked, a jewel fell out of that man's mouth, and if you didn't have both hands open to catch it, you would fucking miss it. He was talking, like, one of the first things he said, he was like, he hated that the people that were the first ones to shoot him down and not believe in him and not support him was his own people. The first ones to talk shit were his own people. And like, it sucks because you're out there trying to represent your people, and they're the first ones to be like, oh, that's like Tongan people, they call it like Palangi Lloyd. Like, you're trying to act white. You're trying to act this. And like, dude, he kept dropping all kind of heavy shit. He was talking about a lot of people nowadays, they have different outlooks. They have different, like, life has them on different paths. And a lot of them aren't traditional, like go to college, get a job, get a career kind of a thing. It's like, let me do makeup, let me do this, let me do this. And someone posed the question like, well, what do you do? Wait, was it you when your family doesn't believe in you?
That was me.
And then he came back with he didn't even let you finish.
Yeah.
He was like, it's your responsibility to make them understand what you're doing. It's your job to make them know why it's important to you and why you're going to make it work.
And he's like, you know what, Dad? I got this. Don't worry.
No, yeah. He was dropping some straight heat on everybody, and like everyone in the room was so grateful to be there. Everybody that was a part of it felt so, like, everyone in there felt special and privileged to be a part of it, because I did. I did too. I almost like was shaking. Like, it was almost like it was like a weird like spiritual experience I just had. I'm like, did all of this just happen? I witnessed all of this. So like I said, I recorded all of this, so I've been like reliving it every day. I'll like listen to parts of it and hear it, and it's pretty dope.
He's right. Like, not a lot of times Polynesian don't support each other, and at that summit I felt like, man, we have Polynesians that have our back, you know. Like, most of the time they don't believe in each other. They're talking shit behind their back, or they were like able to be authentic, be their own selves, tell the struggles. And
it was coming from people that are like light years ahead of all of us in life, so you had to shut the fuck up and listen.
That last panel,
it'd be a different thing if it was like people in our like same, like, you know, people like peers, people that are around our same age that do the same thing. No, these is coming from people that been in the game a long time, and they're doing better than like most people. They're not successful for Polynesians. They're successful for just adults in general. Like, they are killing it, batting 100 in life. So whatever they said, I appreciate that everybody just shut up and listen. Like, because I talk a lot, I say a lot of jokes, I do all these things. If you were there at the summit, I didn't say one fucking word. I was too busy trying to absorb all of that valuable knowledge, because everything that they said was vastly more valuable than anything I could have said. That's why I shut the fuck up and listened, and I just like didn't say nothing the whole time. But dude, that guy, Gotti was dropping some knowledge, Buddha was dropping knowledge, and even the first panel, I had that all recorded too, and those guys had heat too, man. I'm like, I feel bad that people didn't come. Like, people that didn't come, I feel bad for them because they missed out on an experience to like truly expand everything in your life. Like, I feel like now,
Gotti made me excited because he was like, you tell him, watch who we're bringing next year.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh shit, we better pre-buy our tickets.
Oh yeah, dude. And like and it's funny because like these guys are behind it. Like when we went to dinner afterwards, Gotti was with us and he was like, all these guys, they want to be a part of it. They like not just like be there and attend, but like I feel like they pulled out their checkbook and like they like
let me know how I help. Yeah,
dude, and like these people, like guys like Gotti, guys like Paul and them, they got fuck you money. Like they got money that you cannot like just brush under the rug. They got like resources and stuff that we have. He was
serious about using his number. He gave out his number.
Yeah.
Have you used it yet?
No, I got his email and I'm like, I'm in with those guys. Like,
nice.
I'm one of those people where like I don't want to ask for help until I've exhausted every single. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get it on my own. Some people don't like to, get it out the mud, like they say, but all my shit still got dirt on it. I literally all the shit that I got, there was no mommy and daddy's money. There was no, let me help you, let me do this. I had to get a lot of it on my own. And so like, I have these guys as resources, but I'm like, let me see if I can just do it on my own. I've been doing it on my own this far, so I'll just see. But it's good to know that these guys are rooting for me. Even Q was like, he knows about the podcast that we do. So he's like, let me get on your show. I want to get on your show. If you don't know who Q is, that guy's, he's another hitter, man. His name need to come up too. That guy's everywhere, man. He's doing everything. I appreciate that whole event. I just spit a lot.
And who's Q?
The host.
Oh yeah,
the Baltimorean guy.
Yep.
The little 5'9" Guamster.
He directed that so well. Like
you ever listen to Island Block?
No,
dude, Island Block is cool.
That's the radio station, right? That he hosts.
It's the radio station that he has 5 million listeners worldwide. And then Paul kind of like gave it up, but he was like, yeah, that's my shit. He's like, and if people don't like it, fuck you. I'll take it somewhere else. Because he was like, oh, that's my, that's my money. That's my thing. But no, he's one of those people where not only is his Island Block thing big, but dude, he does so much stuff. He has he manages artists. He does everything. Like he's one of those Kevin Gates dudes where he's got 6 jobs and he don't get tired, bro. He's making moves, man. I respect that dude a lot. He's a cool dude. He always talks to me on Instagram and I know him personally too, but yeah, good dude, man. Real good dude. But yeah, bomb ass host. He was like,
he guided
hosted that thing. Everything was like a well-oiled machine with him. He killed it.
Yeah, that's dope. I did want to talk about when we were talking about how your own people don't support you. You're really close or have been in the videos of James the Mormon. Yeah. So he like laughing. So one of I respect the guy. Like there's so much hate that throws his way. But one thing that stood out to me that I learned from him is about how the number 1 haters was sitting right next to him in Sacrament. That's what he said.
Yeah. And
I was like, I felt that, like everybody has haters and like. I was just saying, our own people, hating what we. Yeah. I'm sure you had haters when you first started.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, the thing with James, so I'm in a lot of James's videos, and I'm actually a fan of the music. I like what he's doing, but I appreciate what he's trying to do, with his music and everything he stands for is cool. And I've actually known James from when he was just James Curran, not James the Mormon. But I've been knowing him and everything he does is super positive and it's super he's never trying to drag nobody. He's never trying to shit on anybody. He's always just trying to build, and he brings everybody he can with him. And so I support that, I'm cool with that. So I'm that's why I'm always cool with him. And I text him he has, all these people I'm cool with. They know me personally. So I'm a fan of what he does. But he be going through some demons.
Yeah, and we all do. Which is a good transition because I've experienced my friends and family members close to me with suicide, and you have too with Ants.
Oh yeah.
Well, how was that? How was that?
That one was weird. Only because. So the thing with Ants is we was involved with Ants. I've been knowing him for a long time, but we went through we went through rounds, like boxing rounds of just crazy like bouts where he was like, dude, I hate this, and like on more than one occasion we've had to like prevent suicide, like literally. Like one time everybody had to stop what they were doing and everybody split up and go look for ants, and then like one of the times, this was like 2 years, maybe 3 years before he actually, commit suicide. One of our friends, it's a white girl from Salt Lake. She's a cool friend of ours, but she found him in a car with a loaded gun, and like, like he was just going through stuff that like he couldn't talk to anybody about, and like it messed up a lot of the boys too. So where a lot of the boys that I hang out with were like a lot of them, they're like slaves to their masculinity, where they have to be a tough guy so much. And this could be a Polynesian thing, but they have to be a tough guy so much and so often that if you show any kind of weakness, you're now a bitch. You're now like, you're this, that, don't act like that. Like it's like frowned upon if you can't handle, like, oh, you can't handle, well, you're a bitch. Like life's hard, and like it's deeper than just having a bad day. It's way deeper than that, and not a lot of people understood that. And with Ants, when he passed, he was with us every day. He was with us, hanging out, eating, and at that time, that was when we was really in the gutter. Like we was all 6 or 7 of us sleeping on the floor, like just drinking kava. And like when he passed, when we all found out, so I guess. I feel like I don't want to give away too much of his like personal life, but like the last night he hung out with us. He hung out with this group of friends. He hung out with this group of friends. He borrowed one of our friends' trucks because he didn't have a car at the time. He's like, "Hey, bro, can I borrow your truck?" And then he took his truck and hung out with other friends that were in like Salt Lake and all these different crowds of people. So he literally like tried to make a stop with every group of friends and all the people that he knew.
That he knew.
Yeah.
He knew.
And then our boy, whose truck it was, he owned the truck. He was trying to hit up Ants and was like, "Hey, bro, I got to go to work. Did you bring your truck back? I haven't heard from you." Never heard from Ants. And, but I mean, at the time, like he was already gone.
Yeah.
But he just walks out to his truck. He has this rust. It was a piece of shit truck. The truck was sitting outside in his driveway. So he had the truck all night and then left the truck. So he brought it back. He came back, left the truck. In the truck was the keys, a brand new pack of Cool cigarettes, and a burrito and a full tank of gas.
Like a goodbye.
And he was just like, "Thank you, bro. I appreciate it." And then nobody knew. And then it was a Sunday morning.
Damn.
So it was the Sunday morning. It was Super Bowl. It was like 2012. It was when the Niners and the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl. It was that morning we found out that he had passed. And like Super Bowl didn't matter to us. Nobody cared. We all like hung out. But all the boys was all messed up because they was like
ragging on them probably.
Well, no, they were like so they're thinking this is the same guys, this like Laia mentality, this is like Hawaii guys. They was like sitting there, we were all mixing, and they're just like they didn't even want to cry, because masculinity thing. We were like, they were just upset. They're like, "Man, fuck him. Fuck Ants. We was with him every day. He didn't say shit. Like, are we not that good of friends that he couldn't have said, I'm having a hard time?" And like, they were like, it's so funny because like that's how their masculine. They weren't upset at him, but their masculinity was making it come across as like he was up. They were upset, but they were like, no, they were sad. Their friend of like a long time who they were with every single day. He was there. They were there. You could have asked us for help. You could have talked to us, and then they felt less than because they were like, were we not good enough friends? I thought, like, what is boys? Like, I thought we was boys. You couldn't tell me you were having a hard time. You couldn't tell me. So all the boys took it really rough too. And so, I mean, like in our generation and our guys, like at that funeral, there was a lot of tears hidden behind sunglasses. There was a lot of like drinking and partying and smoking and mixing, not because we're ignorant, but that's just how we medicate. That's how we deal with it. That's the only thing we've ever had. So that's like how we deal with our pain, I guess. But that one sucked because mental health is a son of a bitch, and like I never understood it till like more lately.
Yeah.
But it's super important, and like it sucks because in his case, his closest friends couldn't even identify it happening. Like he kept it that under wraps that all the other times he talked about it and warned us and we helped him. This time he didn't say anything. We didn't notice anything wrong, and then he was gone. So it like fucked us all up kind of bad too. But man, that
That's
was
crazy.
a boy.
One sorry, I totally wasn't asking for the whole story, but but
you got the whole story.
we won't put it on because just for the sake of his family, but I feel like it changed a lot of you guys, especially like your attitude towards life, your appreciation for each other, your family, you know, like I watch a transformation like you, Wally, you know, like no, but for real, like what do you think one thing that you took from that experience?
Dude, you have to, I don't know, you just have to be there for your friends. And it sounds like real hippie and like super like weird guru, but you have to like, there's different vibrations you put out in the universe. Sometimes it's more visual than others, and sometimes you just kind of feel it. Maybe your friend isn't vocal and he won't say anything, but you kind of just like, if you know your friends as good as you think, you should be able to just realize like something's going on. Something's happening. I should talk to them. But yeah, like I guess if there's one thing that I tried to figure out is like, I don't know, try to be there. And that's like part of the reason why I do what I do on social media is because like, dude, people's lives are hard. Stuff sucks. You know, things are tough. Maybe like a stupid ass video that I posted gave you a 30-second laugh for the day. Maybe gave you something to talk about with you and your friends for a while. And then in that little, like maybe in that little exchange or that little thing that just happened, that makes your day a little bit better. Maybe that makes you want to, I don't know, like keep on going. Maybe it makes you appreciate things a little bit more. But that's really why I just make my stupid ass content, because it literally makes people's day better. And I'm not trying to like, I'm not like, it's funny that I'm like literally like selling something, but I'm not trying to sell people stuff. I'm not trying to like put anything on you. I'm just doing stuff that's like funny and entertaining. And like, I just want people to be happy. And like, I am one of the big things that I do as a person, I hate if somebody ever feels uncomfortable around me. I want everybody to be themselves. I want everybody to like be happy and be comfortable around me. I want people to feel important, like if they're around me, you know? So one of the things I do with my social media is like, I try to do that where it's like everybody feels like they can laugh at that. Everybody feels like they can be a part of this funny thing. And yeah, so who knows?
That's cool. I feel like we learn a lot of, I feel like we become who we are by our most tragic experiences. And I feel like that's the whole experience with Anthony's passing has made you like want to put out ripples of positivity like that. Yeah.
And it's like that whole energy thing, like that hippie, like your vibe is off. I feel your energy. Like that shit is real, you know? You just have to like read it. But I just, literally for me, I just want to like make other people happy because that's what makes me happy.
For sure.
Like I'm happier when other people are happy. So like I do things.
We're people pleasers.
Yeah. And like some people are like, why do you work so hard to like take care of this person? Why do you work so hard to do this for that person? Why do you spend money on this person and do this and do this? And I'm like, dude, it makes me happy to make other people happy. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it gives me some kind of like gratification, some kind of like fulfillment and satisfaction to make other people happy. So that's why I do it. It might be something stupid like tell you a funny joke or make you feel better, or maybe I'll buy you dinner or whatever. But like, yeah, it makes me feel good to help other people. So in a weird way, I guess I'm being greedy by being selfless because I'm doing something for
no
you, but
what,
I get something out of it. Yeah, so I'm being greedy, being selfless, you know?
That's so funny. What do you think has been your hugest struggles becoming a tattoo artist?
Becoming a tattoo artist? Time is rough. Like, yeah, there's just not enough hours in the day. Like, I don't want to like get too deep into it because it's like, this is like my own shit. But
yeah,
like
yeah, true.
in in an effort to like provide my family with stuff that they've never had, I kind of like my family lives in Vegas. That's why I go there all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, so in an effort to like provide for them and do all these things for them, I worked too much and did too much things, and now they're gone. I didn't expect to get this vulnerable,
It's
but
okay.
like, yeah, that was like my biggest thing where I worked my ass off to like take care of them and do stuff for them, and then I lost them. Like, they don't live here. So I think people see my Instagram and they're like, oh, you live an extravagant life. You're in Vegas all the time. But no, my kids live there. So that's why I'm always there.
Damn.
Yeah. So like that was, dude, I've talked to people about it too. I was like, dude, I would almost give up tattooing just so I could have more. Because like I was working hard. I was working long hours just to provide and give my kids and my family things that they've never had. And then...
And you thought that was bringing happiness, right?
Yeah.
I assume.
And like I thought that was the case, and then like with the mental health thing, you know, my wife had her own things going on, and like I didn't know how to deal with it, and like I was just like, hey, let's just rough it out for a little longer, and I'll like provide a good life for us, and then in that time things went bad, and so it's kind of been bad, but. That's why they live there and I live here. Not a lot of people know that. But
well, we won't post it.
But I feel like some people should hear it. Some people, I don't know. You'd be the judge. But yeah, like that was my biggest struggle with tattooing, was where I wanted to be successful so bad that I tried to do everything I could to be successful and make it. And then in the process of like everything I was doing was to provide for my family.
Right.
And so now that I finally at this place where I'm a good provider and I can afford all the things that my family wants. Now my family lives in another state, so like.
And you said you would have give up tattooing. What if there was like a balance of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I feel like now there's like weird damage done to our relationship where like it's like even if I were to quit, it wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But like I would, if I could turn back the hands of time, and I was like, dude, if I could stop tattooing. And this is the thing about tattooing. I love tattooing. I'm 6'4", 300, and like people were like, dude, why don't you play football? Because I don't like football like I like tattooing. I don't like football like I like creating art and doing these things. So everybody was like. This was really like my passion thing, because everybody's like, dude, you should be doing this. You should be doing this. You should be playing football. Do that. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I just want to do this. So this was like my passion project, my baby, and like I love it. Like other people work hard. I probably work harder than you. Like, and even hours wise, I probably put in more hours than a lot of people, and I don't even need the money like that. I just fucking love it. Like I just love it. And I would give it up if that meant that I could like live in the same house as my kids. Like, damn. Yeah. And I love tattooing. Like, I love everything it's brought. I love everything it's done. It's like opened my mind and grown me so much. But yeah, I'm spending like small fortunes every weekend just to go see my own kids. Like,
that's
just to,
worth
you know
it,
what I mean? No, and it is
it.
worth it. It is worth it. Like, I'm like, dude, my kids have no idea that they're staying in nice hotels, eating nice food, doing all this fun stuff. But that's not why I do it. Like, if it's fun, I want to do it with them.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's what's.
So you're on the road then a lot now recently.
Well, like, yeah, because I work like crazy, and then if I have more than like a day or two. So the thing that's shitty with me with tattooing is my life is scheduled out 6 months to a year already.
Shit, yeah.
And this is like, it's hard because. It's people that spent their money, scheduled their lives around this appointment. So I can't just be like, hey, fuck this appointment, because that appointment had to get work off. That appointment had to fly here, get a rental car, get a hotel, make arrangements. If they have kids, someone had to watch their kids. So for me to cancel on them, which I would if it was for my own kids, but like for me to like move my life around, it's hard now. And like I wasn't, so like I said, I have to live 6 months to a year ahead. I wasn't planning on my kids not being with me or not living with me. So it's hard. So like if I have more than 1 or 2 days off, I'm in Vegas with my kids. Other people get mad at me because they're like, oh, why can't you squeeze me in? Why can't you tattoo me? I'm like, but they don't know. They're like, oh, if I have more than a day or two off, I'm going to go spend time with my kids. And like, But people don't, like, literally nobody knows that. Not a lot of people know that that's what it is. But yeah, like, I'm like, all the time I have scheduled off, I have to try to just go be with my kids or see if they can come up here. But most of the time it's me going there. So like even conventions and stuff down the road where I have like I'm supposed to travel to these places, now it's at the point where like, okay, I'm just going to turn down all the money I would have made at that place, all the I don't know, all these different things that come with going to this convention, I'm going to turn it down because I'd rather go spend time with my kids. So that's what I'm like doing now is like, instead of adding more to my schedule, I'm like canceling stuff out so I could go spend time with my kids because that's really what's more important. But I work my ass off with the schedule I have now so that I can keep providing for my kids because those kids is privileged. They don't even know. They're 3 and 2 years old. These kids, it ain't Simini, it's linguini for those kids, you know? They don't understand.
Speaking of that, why, from how we were raised on Simini and you having your kids being raised privileged, because usually people are like, nope, you're gonna be raised like we're gonna get the simple stuff. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, how has that changed your mentality for actually giving them what they want, whatever they ask for?
Yeah, that's what's tough.
Because what are you setting them up for? You know what I mean?
That's another tough one too. Where like I spoil them in ways that I think are spoiling them, but I'm not like enabling them to be pieces of shit later. But like, because I want to give them everything I didn't have. You know, the stuff that was like. The stuff I didn't have growing up was like, when you're poor, a lot of people don't realize like, yeah, if you're poor, you're poor. No, if you're poor, then you probably were embarrassed because you didn't have this or you didn't have that. You didn't have the right shoes, so everybody gave you shit. You didn't have, you couldn't go do this activity with your friends because there was no money for you to go do it. And it was almost like this weird mental, like psychological thing where like, I don't want my kids to have to go through that. I don't want my kids to get bullied because they don't have on new shoes or they don't got on like it's not that like I'm not trying to like flood them with material things, but like I don't want them to have to go through that mental psychological thing where like you got pushed out of your group of friends because mom and dad can't get you the newest Xbox game.
Is that what happened to you?
No, it wasn't, but I kind of felt it at times where I was like some of my friends that had things and I didn't, and I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But like now I feel weird about it. I don't want my kids to have to go through that.
I feel like that's why we were the jokesters and kind of the bullies, because it allowed them to not look at our clothes but like, ew, those Jordans look so ugly just because we didn't have any.
Yeah, like, hey, let's divert this attention from me and put it back on you. Like, no, like that's what, when I was growing up, one of the things that goes on is like, did you ever feel like you like bred to like not like white people, like belonging people?
I was a Chusno Howley, bro.
Dude, so that's
Kaika Aki, selective aloha.
Selective, no, but so it's not that we have something against white people. It's that we have something against this nameless, faceless entity that's like, you're successful and we're poor. And instead of us trying to figure out why we're poor, we just want to blame you for it. And white people got that. Like, white people got that identity. It's not that nobody hates white people, but for us, when I grew up poor and it was like, man, why does our life suck and their life is good? Like success, having money, having wealth, all this stuff. It was like a white people thing to do.
Yeah.
And so all of us like this, because we wanted to blame someone for being poor and being in a shitty situation, we assigned this nameless, faceless force to white people and be like,
well,
it's
they
your
were the
fault,
one with the
poor.
money and coming into our home for vacation.
Exactly.
So.
Well, that in Hawaii, that's a whole nother thing, because that's like, I have a strong feeling about like what's going on over there, and I'm not cool with a lot of that shit. But no, like growing up, that was like the thing. It wasn't anything against white people. I love white people. I got a white last name. My dad's white. But no, like it was like, that was how, I don't know, maybe that's how all us Polynesian people like dealt with it. We was just like, we need someone to blame for why we're not successful. We need someone to blame for why we're poor. We need someone to blame for why we can't make it. And it's going to be rich white people.
Yeah.
It's your fault. It's your fault. And I'm like, I don't know. I never bought into that. Like, it's someone else's fault that I can't make it. They print money every day, so you can find something to, fucking make a
So
living
true.
and do well. So I was like, I'm not gonna blame nobody for anything. I'm just gonna go and get it. So
Yeah, so true. Speaking of like spending time with your kids now that they don't live close to you, everything that happened, you providing for your family and wanting to give them all that they need, but what they really wanted was your time.
yeah,
Does that help you change the way you see what success looks like?
yep. Yeah, because like I said, when I was younger, like, what do you want to be when you're older? Happy. For like now, because my kids are over there, I'm like, fuck, this isn't happy.
And you have like
I'm
dirt
not
money
happy.
now. You're
I'm
all
like,
good.
dude, this sucks. Like, I'm like, I can afford to do whatever I want to do. All the stuff I have, all the stuff I want, I have. Like, and like, I'm kind of simple. I don't need, but like as far as like money goes and working for money, I've accomplished certain goals, and I'm like, I'm cool. But because my kids live over there, I'm like, man, this isn't success. This is bullshit. This is not what I wanted. That's why I was like, I would go back and maybe give up tattooing because like, this sucks. I have to like, man, if I had to put a dollar amount on how much I've spent to go see my kids, because like I said, I'm scheduled out 6 months to a year. So if I want to decide to go to see my kids, it's literally that day, and I'm like booking flights a couple hours before they leave, or I'm jumping in the car and just driving down there. So I have to like jump through all these hoops just to spend time with my family, and I'm like, I don't know if this is the success I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can wake up and be like, let's go eat whatever we want, let's go do whatever we want with my kids, but then I'm like, because I only get you for this week, I only get you for this weekend. So yeah, success has a weird, I don't know, success has like this weird image in my mind where I'm like, I accomplished this thing, but in acquiring this thing, I lost this thing. And so I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do. That's why I want to that's what I want to ask really successful people. Like, what did you have to give up to get there? Like, what did you lose, to be sitting where you're sitting? Because that was one of the things, and it's like literally been in my head that Paul said, Big Paul, he was like, some people in your life right now don't get to receive the blessings of you in your next level. Like, you're progressing, you're doing well. Some of the people that are in your life right now don't have the privilege to carry on with you. Mm-hmm. And I'm in like that weird limbo right now where like, I don't know, there's...
And I really think like, people like really see, that's our copanism, humor.
Yeah, dude.
When we get too deep, but I really think people need to hear this because we see all of this, like you living your life, like there really is hard times, there really that we don't show.
Yeah.
Even for me, like everyone's like, yeah, you're traveling, you're doing this, you're doing that, but like I have some hard days where I'm so depressed, I don't even want to get out of bed. Like fuck the world.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's like, and like that was one of those things where like I don't put that part of my life on social media, not because I'm like ashamed of it. I'm not like trying to hide it. I'm not trying to like.
It's not your algorithm, right?
No, but it's fucking algorithm. No, for me it's like everyone. Like I'm struggling. Everyone else struggles. Mm-hmm. Everyone else has probably ate a bag of dicks today. Mm-hmm. That's a weird like picture I put in people's bed. Well, what I should say is everyone else had to eat shit today. Everyone else had their own, bullshit that they had to deal with. Yeah. Everyone else has things to be unhappy about. So I don't need to like put my unhappiness on them.
So true.
Let me just put out something that's going to make it better. I'm like, I just want to make your day better. I want to make my day better.
For sure.
And if we all wanted to talk about, whose life is harder, like we'll be talking till we're blue in the face.
Right.
That's not why I use my social media. When life sucks for me, I want to put something out that makes someone else happy. And it
fills your tank, It makes you happier and gets you away from...
Yeah.
That's so true. I was just saying, like, there are people out there, though, that need to hear, like our...
I've been like... it's
maybe
funny.
this is there's the reason why we
the reason why I haven't brought it up is because there's like parts of like the reason why they live there, it's embarrassing. Mm-hmm. Not like, I guess it's kind of like weird. But like for me, it's like whatever. I'm out there. I live my life. It's cool. I don't care. But like for my wife, some of the stuff that's gone on, it's like embarrassing for her, and she doesn't want to talk about it. It's like shameful for her, and she doesn't want to acknowledge it. She doesn't want to deal with it, and like she don't even want to move back here. And I was like, the reason I asked her just this week, I was like, there's a house that went up for rent across the street from my house. I will rent you that house so that my kids can be there. And she's like, no, I don't want to come back. And so I was like,
What about tattoo shops in Vegas?
that.
I mean, later on down the road.
That's like, I could do it, but like my thing is, I'm here in Utah. Everything is here in Utah, but like if my kids won't come back here, that's where I'm gonna be at. Vegas is where it's gonna be.
And maybe it's a blessing in disguise because there's more opportunities, or like you may hit another connection, and you know.
I know all the guys that tattoo in Vegas. I'm friends with a lot of them. Bong lives in Vegas. Like a bunch of like I don't know if people follow like Kiwi Bird or Thomas, and there's a bunch of hitters like that do Polynesian tribal in Vegas. Even another guy, he don't really tattoo that much, but is J.R. Goodman. He changes his Instagram name all the time, but he's bad. He barbers too, but there's badasses in Vegas. So like I could definitely make Vegas work. And every time I go down there, I'm like, dude, I could live here. And it's a little bit cheaper over there than over here. But I like Utah for like the values and things of like how I want to raise my family and people I want them to be around. It's here. Like I don't want to just live in Vegas because it's cheaper and you know that
the environment is so different.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's a cool place to vacation. It's a cool place to visit, but I like it here better. So
yeah, well, freaking good luck on that, man, Lala. Thanks for being so authentic to share.
All day. I might have to do that. I was thinking about that too, where I should like, I was almost going to make a post and tell people like, hey, all you people that are like nagging me to tattoo you and you think I don't have anything better to do. It's because like if I have days off and they see me like at the pool in Vegas, or like if they see me, hey dude, why didn't you do my tattoo? You're just chilling in vacation. No, I'm with my kids because they live here. Like I was like, I should make a post, but like I said.
Some people don't need to know your business. You don't need the explanation.
Well, that's a part of it was like, that, and part of it would like I don't know, make people understand a little bit more about what like the whole where I should like showcase all parts of my life, even the shitty ones where it's like if you see me in Vegas all the time, it's because I have to come here because my kids live here. So, you know what I mean? But
and I mean, it's crazy to now, being that you shared that with us. I'm gonna definitely watch you grow. You know, watch the decisions that you make.
Or who knows? Me eat shit.
I mean, speaking into the universe, you decide.
No, I'm fucking winning. That's the only. You know what? You know the thing with me with not just tattooing, but anything like I don't think I can lose. I'm not being cocky. I'm not being like arrogant, but like the difference between me being successful and someone else, like with my tattooing or whatever, dude, if tattooing goes to shit, if all this stuff goes to shit, I'm ready to go back to construction. I'm ready to go back to a desk job. I'm ready to like go do all these other things. That's why I'm like, dude, I won't lose. Like, I feel shitty saying it, like being arrogant and like I'm trying to be humble and like be that typical Polynesian, but I'm like, no.
Speaking the truth.
I'm going to tell you right now, if tattooing ate shit and I couldn't do it and I'm not going to do it ever again in my life, guess what? I'm ready to go back to construction. I'm ready to go back to a desk job. I'm ready to go back to all these different things because I'm like, I refuse to just roll over and die. Like, that's why I'm like, everything I'm doing, I'm just charging. Like I'm just going. I'm if I take an L, I take an L. But when all comes down to it and I lose everything, well, guess what? I'm ready to go sweep the floor at the fucking grocery store. Like I'm not above anything. I'll go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go. I'll go plow snow. I'll go mow lawns. I'll do whatever. That's the difference between my success and other people's. That I'm ready to eat shit if I have to and just go back to like whatever it is out there to do. Because
well, we've come from humble beginnings anyway, so we know what it looks like. Even having a job is like more than where we've, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go back to hard labor and shit. I'm all for it. I'm ready. I'm in shape to do it now too. I can freaking push a shovel like nobody's business right now if tattooing don't work, but it's working and I enjoy it. So
yeah, and it's been dope. I've seen your art. So we'll start with the rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So you have 2 seconds to answer. Just kidding. Okay, so it's just a bunch of questions about you. What's the best advice you have ever gotten?
Man, this is tough. Because, like, now I'm thinking of, like, oh, what was the best advice I got in, like, the last day or two? Or I don't know. I guess for me, the most relevant thing to me right now is, like, the advice that I got or the thing that I learned was that they print money every day, which means you don't need to rely on anything, like anyone, for a job, for this or this. You can make your own way. You can find a way to provide for yourself or whatever. So I guess it sounds like it's referring to money, but really it's like you can make your own way for anything. You can make your own happiness. You can make your own money. You can do all this. But it was literally a rapper. He said they print money because they're talking about all his hustles. And he's like, hey, man, they print money every day. If you can find yours just like I can find mine, like whatever is out there to make money, you can do it. But yeah, I applied that to every aspect of my life, whether it was family or whatever. Like it happens every day. More of it is there for you at any time. You just have to go and get it. So they print money every day.
I definitely see that on a shirt. Hashtag Lala Ellsworth.
We'll see.
What's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
The luckiest thing? These are really like good questions. And I feel like they're like dope ass questions, but I don't want to give it like a vague answer. And I'm trying to be fast. No,
I'm just kidding. You don't have to be fast.
Tell me again, what's the question?
What's the luckiest thing that's ever happened to you?
The luckiest? Man, I think for me, just finding something I love doing.
You're not a lot of people find that.
No,
they settle.
Don't let my clients know, but like I would do this shit for free. I do it for free. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I fucking love what I'm doing. Like I love it. Like I'm so lucky to have found something that I can provide myself with a good living, my family, all these different things. Dude, and I don't just take care of my own kids. I take care of like my own family. I bought my mom's house from her last year.
Damn.
I take care of other family members. There's a lot of people I take care of, and tattooing, the thing that I love to do, has helped provide that for me. But yeah, like I enjoy it. Like I not only do I do it because it's a job, but like, dude, it's my escape from the real world. It's become my therapy. Mm-hmm. Shitty days don't really last long for me because as soon as I get in and I start tattooing, everything is good. I can be having the shittiest time, the shittiest day, shittiest week. But when I get in and I start tattooing, that's all my day. Like everything that goes on with me, I'm like, just start tattooing. When I'm in there and I'm all like have anxiety and crazy shit, I'm trying to figure out what I'm tattooing, all that goes away once the needle hits the skin and I'm like, okay, now I'm in my zone. Nobody can fuck with me. So I'm lucky I found something that I enjoy doing. Like I truly enjoy it. I love doing it. It's a hobby and my job. So
that's dope. What are some things that you had to unlearn?
Unlearn? I think I don't want to like class Polynesians as being lazy, but fuck, we're lazy sometimes. I had to unlearn that it was someone else's fault that I wasn't making money. I had to learn that it wasn't someone else's fault that I was poor, I was this. Everything that goes wrong in someone's life, for like people around me specifically that are Polynesian, instead of figuring out how to like make it better, they find someone to blame. And I don't blame nobody now. Like I go and get it on my own. I try to figure it out. So I had to unlearn. One of the most important things I had to unlearn was blaming somebody else or making myself a victim. That's a better wording for it, is that I refuse to be a victim to anything. So that.
Dope. What is special about the place you grew up?
Man. I was just talking. So I grew up here in Utah and in Hawaii, but something that I was just talking about with my brother-in-law is that they were like in the middle of moving to the mainland, like they're on the fence. And one of the things, his son is autistic, and Koku Elementary, the kids that his son went to school with and grew up with in their program, he's like, I love it. The teachers take real time and they put real effort in, and they know my son like specifically, and like the environment and the people around it. Like, I don't think I can get this in the mainland. And one of the things that I value so much about that small little town, like the whole like North Shore community, like Hola, like Koku, just that whole North Shore side, is like nobody cared a lot about anything. Like if you were autistic, they were like, okay, so you're autistic, but are you gonna come fucking play or not? Are you going to be our friend or not? You know, like anything, if you have some type of illness or ailment or some kind of anything that you think is holding you back, nobody gives a shit about it on that rock. They're just like, are you going to be our friend? Are you going to come play with us or what? Like, are you going to be a bitch and let that thing... You know, if you see like people from Hawaii and stuff, everybody has like this crazy walk of like life where their friends are very diverse and they're all over the place. Like, and they're just like, how did you guys all get along? And it's just because everyone there is just like, is that how you are? Great, we'll take you. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, so true, nobody, like you just kind of, that was one thing I was really hard. Yeah, I thought it was something I was really grateful about. Like over there is like the love is hard. Everybody's like, you know, and they'll tell it like it is. They'll let you know if you're being too much, if you're doing, you know, if you're being extra, if you're doing this. They'll let you know when you're being a bitch. And so that community over there, I argue with a lot of people that the most like talented, influential, powerful, whatever. All the best shit in the Polynesian community is coming out of the North Shore right now. People don't ever believe me, but like, hey, remember how you do the haka now before your football games? Guess who did that first? Our fucking high school. You know all the slang that you guys are using all the way in the fucking mainland in the States is the shit that people at mixes and freaking stuff in Hawaii and Layan was doing. All the things that you hate on Hawaii for, we've influenced you guys to do all these different things. So like... that whole community, that whole area is full of talented people and all kind of crazy stuff. And it's because the community is like, that's how tight it is. Like, whatever it is, however you are, we'll take you and we'll make you great. That was a long answer.
All good. What are you most looking forward to in the next 10 years?
Man, I don't know. I just want to be happy. That's like the goal. Like I've never, like success never had a dollar sign. Success never was like big house, this. It was just like, I just want to be happy. So I guess in my, you know, in my conquest to be happy, I've accomplished a good chunk of it, but now I have to figure out other parts of it. But yeah, in the next 10 years, I just want to be happy. And man, this is like something I just want to like put out in the universe and let the world know. I want to become so successful that I can do cool like drug dealer shit. Like, let me tell you, like when, in the next 10 years, what I want my success to look like, as opposed to other people's success. One of my mom's youngest brother, never mind. Drug dealers. Or like people that got money in your community. Somebody close to me, who may be a blood relative of mine, but no, someone really close to me, he was like, quote unquote, drug dealer, but just someone who had a lot of money. And something that I thought was so dope that I want for me in my success. This is like my formula for success, or like this is like my the pinnacle for me of being successful, is where he had so much money and all this stuff, and he would just fuck it off with people around him. He would pull up to somebody's job site, not even his employees, not his company, buy everybody lunch. He'd go pull up and, you know, people are talking about a football camp and they're like, I want to go, but, you know, don't have the money. He's like, bam, let me pay for 5 of your kids to go do it. Anything going on in our community, this dude, my uncle, would like just, he was like, I got money to fuck off. I want to do it with my people. Like Polynesian people, Tongan people specifically, funerals are huge. He don't know whose family it is. He don't know what's going on. He'll pull up with a truckload of frozen meat, drinks, and soda, and all like stuff for the funeral. Like, I want to do cool drug dealer shit on a like much larger, more legitimate scale, obviously, like find somebody in my community, maybe like a poor single mother. Bam, I just bought you a minivan. Like cool drug dealer shit. But I don't want to be a drug dealer. I just want to be so successful that like, oh, you wanted to go to this I don't know, this academic summer camp. Bam, I just paid for that. Mm-hmm. Oh, you guys want to have an event for your Polynesian club at your high school? I just bankrolled that whole shit. So that's like my success, is that I want to make much money that I can like fuck it off and do cool like drug dealer style stuff.
That's a lot of positive things too.
No, yeah. It's like, I don't want to sell drugs to do it, but I just like, how cool would that be to like say with that Legacy Summit that just went on. Hey, someone just catered all 3 meals for the entire day.
Damn.
Just cause, like, you know, I'm like, bam, drug dealer shit. You know, like I just want to do cool stuff like that. That's like what I want to do for my success, is like take care of people and make people happy. So
that's cool. What is one thing you wish everyone in the world had more of?
I don't know. I feel like my big thing is like I try to like be happy.
Try to happiness.
Just not just happiness just to be it, but to be happy, to inspire other people to be happy. Be the kind of person like I want to be the type of person, like, if I'm around you, you want to be better because I'm there. You know, like, I did something to you to make you want to be better, make you want to be more successful, make you want to be more happy, you know? I hope, like, if I walk into a room, it's like turning the light on in there. Like, I hope I do something. I felt that. You know what I mean? I hope I wish more people had that, where they're, like, not living life every day just to live it, but they're, like, living it to, like, do something good for other people. Yeah. Like, life is crazy. This shit ain't by default. This shit is by design. Shit don't just fall into the place where it's supposed to. This shit is happening how it's supposed to happen. And are you doing what you're supposed to do? Are you, like, I don't know. I just feel like I wish people could be, like, happy, but be, like emanating happiness, like for just sure. Be like an undeniable light in the room. We're like, damn, this motherfucker's shining. But like, I want to be like that too. I want to be like happy. I want to be somebody that makes other people feel special and important. So I wish more people had that, whatever that is.
It's crazy that you mentioned that, because it's like making ripples into waves, and that's our whole motto, is doing that. And we meet and link up with people who come on the podcast and they're all doing the same thing. Yeah. You know, and I think if we continue to do that and continue to share what we're all about, like even if with just your friends or your family, like Big Paul said, like letting them know like what you stand for, you know, like people know that your career is tattoos, but they don't know that the big picture is you want everybody to be happy.
That's that's what I never really thought of that, but literally, like, that's what, like, my tattoos make people happy, so that's why I wanted to do it. Some people won't take their shirt off to go in the swimming pool because their tattoo that I'm covering up makes them feel so ashamed, and so me doing that, now they're happy. Like, I don't know, but happiness.
So you're creating your own freaking wave out there.
Hopefully.
Who has been your biggest mentor that you've never met before?
Never met?
Like, we see social media influencers or like sports people.
Man, this is another tough one. Influencer that I've never met. One thing, I've never met this person. It's an author of a book. Seneca, that's the name. I'm not sure if it's a man or a woman. Seneca. It's the title of the book is The Shortness of Life, or On the Shortness of Life, and it basically, the whole book is like referencing things to time. And so this person, like, I've like lived my life around it. Did you look that up? Oh, way to pull that up. You quit. So like the whole gist of the book, it's a hard read. This book is not big, but it's like, it's written like fucking Caesar Augustus wrote this shit.
Really?
It's a tough read. Like, but one of the, like, some of the
next one on our list,
the meat, and like it drops heat in the first page or two, but like one of the, like, the biggest thing is on it's called The Shortness of Life, and it's referencing to time, and where they like, the biggest thing is like, the most important thing in life isn't money, it isn't this, it's not that, it's literally time. So they basically, the author is saying, you'll like use all of your health to accumulate your wealth. So you use all of your life to accumulate your money and assets, and then when you're on your deathbed, so now your time is gone, you'll spend all of your wealth just to maintain your health. And it goes even deeper where it's like people are so free giving of their time, and they're just like fucking off their time doing this and that and doing things that aren't any good, and but yet they're penny pinching and very frugal with your money. And they said like that is exactly how not to live. Basically,
Opposite, yeah.
you can make more money. You can find ways to make more money. You can steal money, but your time, you can't replace it. You can't get more time. And so it's just talking about like the value of time. People say, "Oh, life is short." False. Life is fucking long. You just fucked off too much of it. So the whole idea is just that like life isn't short. It's just that you wasted so much of it. Don't be worried about, you give of your time to all these things, but you're stingy with your money, and you should flip that and be stingy with your time and not be so worried about your money. You should give of your money more freely than you give of your time. So that's kind of like how I live my life, where like, yeah, if something's more expensive, fuck it. I don't have time to wait for someone else or do this, but it's more about time. So it's like be frugal and stingy with your time, because that can't be replaced. Your money and assets, you can get more money. You can get more of this. You can get more of that. Time, you cannot. That's the one thing that is not renewable. It's the resource that we've only been given X amount of, and as soon as it's gone, it's gone. So be stingy with your time, but frugal with, like, or not be frugal, be stingy with your time and how you spend it, but don't worry about everything else. Your time is the most valuable. And that Seneca, that's the like I've literally like started to live my life around that, where I don't care about what it costs. I don't care about money or assets and things like that. I care more so about time I'm spending with people, time I'm using for things. And so, because that's the one thing I can't get more of,
For sure.
is time. Yeah.
Which makes sense. You're always on the go to go see your kids and stuff. Like, even if it's just for one day.
I drove straight here, and because I had 45 minutes to spare, I went and got gas, and I went to the chiropractor, and then I came here.
Wow.
I'm trying to maximize
Every
time.
minute.
Yeah, any way I can like maximize my time, because you don't get much time. This meant a lot to me to be here. Like, I was willing to give any amount of time, because I was like, this was more valuable than what I could have done with my time doing something else. I could have went and watched YouTube videos, went and drank kava with my friends, but this had more value to me in this space of time. So that's why I was like, I want to be here.
Thank you, Lala.
I want to be
we
here.
We appreciate that for sure. Now that we know you don't have much time because you're trying to go do all kind of other things, we definitely appreciate you here. How do you make ripples of positivity in social media in the world? I guess we kind of touched on that. You're funny.
Well, I guess I only want, like, people can go through and read stuff I tweet or say or something. I will never make my light brighter by making someone else's dimmer. You'll never see me dragging somebody, talking bad about somebody, or doing anything like that to gain more clout or whatever. Like, I'm only about positivity. I don't want to me shitting on somebody else does nothing to gain. Like, I don't gain anything from that. So, like, my whole thing, like, I just want to put out positivity. I want to put out things that inspire people or just makes them happy, because that's way more valuable than anything. Because you'll never see me talking shit about somebody, saying something mean to somebody, bullying somebody, other than roasting Drew's outfits. Or like anything negative.
Favorite.
Yeah, other than being negative. Like, I don't wanna give any kind of energy. If somebody puts out like a video that's something negative, I won't even retweet it. I won't even repost it. I don't even want people to talk about it, because now that's giving something negative more power. So, yeah. Only put out good shit.
That's dope. Same ride. We're riding the same wave, huh? It's freaking crazy. Okay, what's one advice you would give yourself 10 years ago? So 2010.
2010.
One advice you would give yourself, knowing that it's been 10 years already, you know?
Yeah. I would relate it back to the time thing, where use your time more wisely.
Dope.
Yeah, because I could have been winning harder. I could have been doing more things. I could have been spending more time with my family or whatever. But yeah, time. Be more mindful of your time and what you're doing with it.
And what's one message you would give your future self 10 years from now?
Don't forget about the happiness goal. Like that was my whole goal in life, was to be happy. And I hope I don't become a douche and like have money and sit in an office and everyone hates me, because I'd rather be broke and everybody be my friend. But yeah, don't forget about why I started this, was to be happy. Don't pursue anything that's aside from that. Happy.
Dope. And if you could give back to your village, what would you do?
Yeah. I would want to do something. Man, these are such good questions. I would want to do stuff that matters for my village. I would want to do stuff that matters and it's very meaningful. Maybe even something like the First Friday's like Legacy Summit. Do something like that. Put something into action where people can see it and be a part of it and learn something. I don't want to be like, formal school systems where for 8 years they try to teach you cursive and then you don't fucking use cursive. I don't want to I don't want to waste people's time. I only want to give them the meat and potatoes. But if I could do something to like teach them something or inspire them to do something, I would do that. I wouldn't just like, hey guys, you're my village, let me buy you popsicles in the summer. No, that ain't good enough. I want to do something to get the ball rolling and create a snowball effect for them to win. Like, do you ever listen to Andy Frisella? The motherfucking CEO project. This guy is very passionate, and he's like me where he just doesn't like censor himself at all, but he defined loyalty. This is his definition of loyalty, is putting yourself, or more like loyalty to him was putting other people in a position to win no matter what. And so my loyalty to my village or my friends, my people, is to put them in a position to win. I don't want to like baby them and be like, here guys, let me throw a barbecue for you. No, I want to put them in a position to win. So yeah, something like the summit where you could get inspired, find people that are resources, do something but do something. Not just say it, not just give an announcement, like really do something to inspire people. Then that's what I would want to do for my village. And
that was your way of buying 10 tickets and offering it to our
a lot
people.
Of the stuff, like that's what one of the things, like a lot of people, they put on whatever persona they want with social media, but I be about a lot of the shit I do. I try to support Polynesian people and Polynesian business. I try to spend my money within my own people before I spend it other places. One of the things that me and my boy Alj had like this weird dream of was that every major city has a Chinatown in it, and it's basically a place where Oriental people were like, hey, let's set up a place for us to open businesses so that we can be successful, but we can give the people that look like us and act like us, we can give them a place to get the things they need, but we keep our money in our own pockets. And every major city in America has one. And I was talking to me and Alj, is like one of the weird things that we talk about, and even Sifa I was talking to him about it too, about like, why don't we have a fucking pack town by now? Why don't we have a Polynesian town where all the businesses are Polynesian owned and we all keep our own money in our own community? And so,
something in the making.
Yeah, we actually found, that's one of the things I found out about the funding, that there's money and grants available for that. So it's like we don't have to bankroll it ourselves. But like that's, I don't know. Yeah, something like that. That's what I want to. I think that would be dope. Where if you could keep your own money within your own people, and then your own people win. Mm-hmm. You know, that's, I don't know. That's how I feel. Everybody's out here making the wrong people rich. They buying all kind of stuff that you could have bought from a Polynesian, but you wanted to go and support someone else because you don't support your own people. I don't know. I have a hard time supporting that.
That talk could go on.
Yeah, I have a hard time supporting that, but Yeah, if I can spend my own money and with someone that looks like me, I'll do it.
That's cool. Always giving back, and it brings blessings to yourself as well. Anything else you want to end with, Lala? We appreciate your time.
No, this was cool. I really dig this. I hope you keep you were talking about Gary Vee's thing about putting out more content. Fucking keep it coming.
Thank you.
Don't you should just work. Is this a part of your schedule?
Yeah.
I hope you schedule putting out content like you plan on eating every day.
Yeah, 8 to 5.
Something that's innately
the amount of time
programmed into you. I'm going to be hungry today. I need to eat. You need to keep putting out content like this. Make that a part of your schedule, like fucking lunch. I hope to see this kind of stuff every day because this shit it does a lot for me. I love watching this.
Man, thank you.
You got dude. Please keep doing this.
We'll put that in. We'll put that ticket in our back pocket when we need it for sure.
Real. No, please keep doing this. Please keep making content. Please keep doing making this a priority because there's not enough resources of Polynesian people doing what you guys are doing and being consistent with it. Mm-hmm. Somehow, somewhere along the way, people it's too much. I can't handle it. Please, dude. To me, it's a valuable thing that I see this thing happen. And hopefully, maybe because my sticker is all over the place and people hey, I saw that homeless looking dude in a sticker in the drive-thru of Betos. I want to watch that podcast. I want to watch that clip that I just scrolled past. So, who knows?
That's freaking dope.
Everybody's gonna be oh, dang, you had Tom Hanks from Castaway on your podcast?
They print money every day.
Go get it. Go put your name on some of it.
Shit. Well, thanks so much. I think back to our sponsors.
Got to pay the bills in this bitch. Lala Ellsworth Tattoos. I don't suck. If you want a tattoo, I'm not too shitty. Come on by. Stop going to your fucked up cousin. Yeah, stop going to these kitchen magicians where they're just walking out of the door saying hepatitis, see you later, because they don't know or have any knowledge of communicable bloodborne pathogens. They're just over there giving you staph and MRSA when you could come to my clean environment where it's creative centric, where all you're gonna get is dope ass tattoos that don't suck by me, Lala Ellsworth. Or you can keep getting your arm fucked up from your cousin down the street, or you can come be a winner with me. Frost City, little bitties.